Welcome to today's video. If you don't know who we are Rich and May. We're a couple, we're expat, we're living abroad, and I'm teaching and May does a lot of entrepreneurial stuff. So I'm away with school at the moment and we are on a 3-day adventure trip. See what we get up to. You won't be seeing any of the students. I'll just show you the activities and where we are. It's a rather beautiful part of near Suzhou, Hangzhou area in China. It's called Moganshan.
Remember every
This looks like fun. I hope we get to go on this. Little like push carts coming down this track, down this hillside. That looks like a lot of fun. So this is probably the most enjoyable part of the job, is coming away on trips. So as an international teacher, if you get a decent job in a decent school, then it's all right, you know. And I've got 3 days now where it's basically led by the company that's running it, and then we're just kind of kicking our heels. So I'm just kind of taking off, having a wander around, looking at things, and just relaxing. So if you're ever thinking about international teaching, then I got loads of videos like looking at different aspects of it, and then just drop me a message. I'll be sure to reply. Right, this area here, that is where we're going to be camping tonight. Don't think there's any toilets or washrooms, so I don't know quite how we're going to survive, but sure we'll make it to the morning. And there's meant to be a big rain tonight, so maybe we'll end up indoors, who knows. Right, I wanted to show you this area because it just looked really pretty with all the red flowers. Some of you know my knee is broken. I need to get the what's it called? Something. They need to get some keyhole surgery done on it. Meniscus. I need to get the meniscus shaved. So it's still sore and painful. Look at those red flowers. It looks really pretty. Some nice roses here. I only wish they bothered to make the architecture in the cities as pretty as they make some of the parks, because they do like parks really well in China. They really do. No wonder they got 1 million people. Metaphorically and really millions of people who earn next to nothing, toiling in the gardens, you know, pulling up weeds and digging stuff and making it all, laying everything out. So if you're wondering how they get all this stuff to look so nice, it's because they employ lots of people and pay them probably absolutely nothing to tend it all day for probably like 12 hours. That's how it's done. Yeah, I looked this place up online. I really did no research. I didn't even bother. I just got asked, do you want to come? And I was like, yeah, sure, why not? So here I am. So I don't really know anything about it apart from the fact it is in a place called Moganshan, which is about 600 meters. So it's not even like a real mountain. Yeah, I don't know why these rings are here. Looks like a marriage ring, but who knows. If you read Chinese, you can tell me what that says. I have no idea. Some shipping containers. You fancy sitting there? Suits you. It would suit you, that would. I think you should sit there. Wow, look at these massive bamboos. It's a big bamboo forest. Rather cool, right? Right, here we go, Cinderella's carriage. Should you want a nice photo opportunity? Can you hear the big frogs croaking? Yeah, it's getting warmer now. It's like 30 something degrees. Feeling a little bit warm and sweaty, which is just how I like it. It's yeah, very nice. I like it when it gets to about 40 degrees and you're absolutely drenched in sweat. There's roses everywhere. They're really pretty. Quite lovely. So many different colours. If you're into your plants, you'd love it here. Absolutely love it. A bit like the gardens in the big stately homes in England. Right, we're set up. Tent set up for tonight. I think it might rain. It's forecast to rain at 5:30 or 5 a.m. So hopefully we won't get wet. The rain has just started. It wasn't 5:30. It was tonight, not AM, PM. So yeah, rain jackets. Big cozy night inside the tent, for sure.
一个是怒放的生命，一个是什么？那个林地上的。
I'm not quite sure what the celebration's for, but we had our own celebration tonight. One of the kids had a birthday, 12-year-old birthday. So, right, the plan is now we're going to move from the campsite because of the rain, and we're going to walk to dormitories. Right, we are in a little capsule hotel now, which is where we'll be. This is where we will be tonight, so we'll see you in the morning. Good night. Right, we are having breakfast. Breakfast before the today's activities.
那边应该差不多了，他们叫差不多。
Off on the golf buggy. Alright, that is the tent where we were meant to stay last night in the rain, but we didn't. We have arrived at the biking place. So we split into groups. One half of the group is going to do biking, and the other half is doing some voluntary service work. And then we're going to swap. We're going to flip-flop after lunch. It took what seemed like forever on the bus to get here. Nightmare. It took a very, very, very long time. It was meant to be 50 minutes, and I'm sure it took about an hour and a half. We had to turn around twice, like U-turns on the bus. Got lost. Anyway, we're here. I'm with grade 6, very young, little, fairly immature boys. So hopefully they can ride a bike without falling off. Well, the area itself is quite nice. It's a little bit rainy, but they said the actual bike ride is about to be between 15 and 20k by the sounds of it. Hopefully the rain will be no more than this. Hopefully it won't tip down. So you've got a few mountains up here. And you've got this massive weird structure, which seems this. I don't know, maybe I think there's a tennis court up there or something. Football. Kind of weird. Very Chinese. Big over the top structures. Alright, we have the bikes. And we're doing a bike test. Check they can actually ride without killing themselves. Alright, we are on the bikes finally. I had to adjust the saddle because my knee is like so stiff. It can barely, when it's at the top, it can barely go around in a circle. I have to make, it's hard work basically what I'm saying, just because my knee is stiff and I'm making it work. Anyway, it's quite nice being out on the bikes. Actually, thankfully, cycling is pretty okay. And I heard that even for like when you have the meniscus shaved off, it's going to be okay. So I'm hoping to go cycling with Duncan. So hi Duncan, hoping to still be able to go cycling with Duncan at Christmas time, over December, January time when I have my holiday. I'm hoping that we can still cycle around. Where we're going to go? It was either Vietnam, Morocco, or Thailand. I'd like Vietnam personally, but we'll see. Anyway, here we are. I am just at the back, the Grim Sweeper. There's loads of these barges everywhere, moving all kinds of stuff. And look, this is another high-speed rail being built. They are literally everywhere. Bridges, railways, all under construction. Well, right, we're lucky with the rain. It's just little spits and spots, nothing much. Oh, they're delivering earth. The digger's digging out the earth from the barge. This is the problem when you are vlogging and a school teacher, is I'm always at the back, which I like being at the back. Look at that temple there. But I'm always rushing, trying to take video, take pictures, and keep up. So, oh, my knee. It's not easy. Big villas there, look at that, big sweeping staircases. Staircases down to the river. Humongous places. But then look at the river view. and then tower blocks. That goes on for miles. These buildings over there with the minarets. But these fields in between the houses. They've got the farmer over here harvesting the hay, feed the cattle, I guess, just like England, right? And America, just like any other agricultural place. So this whole bank we are cycling on is I think it's a flood prevention scheme. So when it floods, it stops all these houses getting submerged. But it makes a very nice flat 14k cycle route, so perfect. Perfect. They don't ever maintain the exterior of any of their properties, only the interior. So it probably looks like an absolute squalid hole from the outside, and inside it's probably very nice. Absolutely beautiful weather for cycling. Not hot, not rain. So I asked what those balls are on the roofs, and they are lightning conductors. Nothing so exciting as I thought. They're just lightning conductors. So so many of the towers have them. There was me overthinking, thinking it was something it wasn't. There you go. There, I just thought I'd quickly stop and I'll get a zoom in on that lightning conductor there. That's what I was talking about. The water table is so high here, I think you just dig a hole and it fills with water. Right, that's our 14k done. We're all done, the bikes are being dumped here. It's an A to B, nice and easy, 14k. Then we get the bus back and we're gonna have lunch. So let's get on that bus. And we've got an hour back. Oh my god, we've got an hour back anyway. And then we'll eat, and then we'll do some service this afternoon. We'll do some volunteering and help some people who are maybe a little bit less fortunate. Or I don't know what we're doing. It could be picking up litter. Anyway, I'll be sure to let you know. Like, subscribe, and see you in a sec. We've arrived at lunch spot. So, okay. We're at a wetland park area and we're coming here to do some service. Apparently they're going to pick out water hyacinth, which is like an invasive species, water hyacinth, out of this water system, this wetland here. So that's what we're doing here. It is cold and wet. It's about 10 degrees and wet, and I thought I was being clever putting shorts on for bike riding, so if they got wet I wouldn't get too cold. However, I feel a little bit chilly. Anyway, it is rather a pretty area. There's a boat over there whizzing around. This is like a raised walkway going through the water area. When we get there I'll show you a bit more. This looks like something out of Star Wars, right? Coming out of the Death Star, wasn't it? Death Star. Pretty roses. And again, if we had smell-o-vision, you'd be in for a right old treat. So anyway, you can just have a visual treat. Wow, beautiful roses.
But not fully dirty. Because you're outside, so this should be expected.
These are all the water hyacinths that these kids are digging out, the invasive species out of the water. A lot of stuff to dig out. These are the giant snails in the water here. I'll try and find the eggs in a minute, they're bright red. Look at that, massive. Apparently they didn't taste good.
Alright girls, you can...
Eggs of that snail on the root of the hyacinth. These snails are also an invasive species apparently. So we're then feeding the little hyacinths to the pigs here, and as you can see they absolutely love them. Yum 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 yum. Oink oink. Right, that's it from a cold, wet and soggy wetland area where we've been digging out water hyacinths and feeding them to the pigs. It's cold, I'm wet, and we're ready to go. Back to the bus, back to warmth, back to salvation. Let's get on the bus. I'm cold and wet, so I'm in bed in my pod, recovering from feeling freezing. So this is me in my duvet, in my quilt, trying to get warm. I think we've got half an hour and then we're going to go and eat more food. We're going home tomorrow. I have to say, I'm looking forward to it. I don't like it when it's wet and cold. It's the next day. We've just eaten breakfast. It's raining. There's a change of plan. We're not hiking, so I think they're going to do activities in a undercover environment. So I'm not going to bother showing you that because it won't be very exciting. So I'm going to end this little video here today. I'm going to end it right now. So I hope that you enjoyed a little insight into what it's like living as an expat teacher abroad, the kind of things you might get up to on a little trip out when you're working in another country. I've worked in other countries and everywhere we have trips out. So if you like that kind of thing, then you might want to consider like teaching, especially if you're a teacher. If you're not, then don't worry about it. So I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, of course, do all that good stuff, and appreciate you watching, and I'll see you tomorrow for the next one. Okay, take care, bye for now.